The day in the life of an elk hunter. This is camp.
After years and years of dreaming about going out west on an elk hunt, our dreams have finally come true. For Jordan and I, we've never been out west. For my dad and my two other uncles, they've been out there a handful of times, but they haven't been out there in 15 to 20 years. So for all of us, we're super excited to be here. We got to stop by Walmart first, spend our $600 on our out-of-state elk tag. We're going here in muzzleloader season, but we're bringing the bows for some reason. And we're going to try to get it done this week in Colorado. So the area that we're going to is just a public hunting area, over-the-counter permit. It's not a draw. That means one thing. You're going to have to walk a long ways to get on the elk, and you're going to have to probably deal with other hunters. As we're getting camp set up, it's crazy how many other hunters are there. And it's got me and Jordan kind of worried. We're hearing, my dad and my uncles go, man, this stuff used to be off limits. You couldn't drive in this far. You couldn't park here. You couldn't camp there. And there's guys now camped in spots where they used to hunt and used to be on some elk. So right off the bat, we're a little worried about what we're gonna be in for this week.
We're working our way up this pipeline. These skylined cows standing right on the top. So we're only 200 yards from where we seen her. She dumped back over the bottom. So we're hanging out. See what she's gonna do. We're gonna try to get on her.
First morning rolls around. We got an early start up the mountain. We make it about halfway up to the peak. And it didn't take very long at all to start seeing some elk. We had a couple of calves come out and a few cows work our way in front of us. They were within probably 100 yards of us, and we weren't able to get a shot. We tried to sneak around the side of the mountain on them, cut them off. At this point, we're still kind of looking for a bull, but there's enough hunters with enough tags that we're gonna get what we can get this week. But we didn't get on these cows, like we wanted to. So we spent, the rest of that day scouting out the area and walking and walking and walking. And let me tell you, we were bad out of shape. We were huffing and puffing, and we probably took 10 to 15 breaks just to catch our breath. As the first day is coming to a close, we're starting to head back towards the truck, and we come into a little bit of an open area with a pretty thick ditch line that runs through it. And we hear this scruffling around in the bushes, and me and Jordan are kind of looking at each other like, oh crap, here we go. Here's this bear. This is why I've got my bear spray. But up jumps a big old Shiras moose, and that thing was cool. It's the first time I'd ever seen a moose. I really wasn't expecting to see one, but I think that was the highlight of the first day for sure. Morning number 2 started just like morning number 1. We were on a few elk early. We jumped a few, and then we're walking along real spread out. Me, Jordan, and my dad. My dad's in the lead. He's kind of just pushing along real slowly, slipping along, and he gives me and Jordan the stop sign, like, hey, don't come any further. I've got one coming to me. So I'm back here with the camera like, man, I'm gonna miss this. And not 15 seconds later, he's like, come on. And he had a cow coming at him about 20 yards. Cow winded him, took off the other direction. So we're optimistic at this point that we're going to see some elk this week, and you know, it's going to be pretty consistent. It's not going to slow down at all. The only thing that kind of sucked about morning number 2 was the path that we were wanting to go on. We had hunters in front of us, and they ended up shooting a 5x5 with their muzzleloader. So while we're walking along, we're hearing this muzzleloader go off, you know, in the area that we're wanting to walk. So that part kind of sucked. But you know, midday, day number 2, after we get done jumping these elk, we hear these, sounds like baseball bats hitting together, and I'm like, man, that sounds just like another moose, or 2 moose fighting. And sure enough, we get up there and we got 2 big old bulls showing off, hitting horns, and you know, it just seems like we're here to hunt moose this week instead of elk.